Hello everyone, this is Ali Ford and this is my presentation for PSC 401, Public Opinion and Voting Behavior. My topic is, are political leaders born or made? First, we will discuss what is a leader. Leaders can be defined as individuals that, due to their positions, have the ability to influence political outcomes. These are the decision makers. A political leader in America is an individual that may or may not hold a position in a political office that obtains enough power to affect the outcomes of political decisions. These individuals may hold office as president, governor, or mayor. They may also be regular citizens that obtain the desire to influence political decisions. Next, we will discuss the political psychology of political leaders. When looking at the political psychology of political leaders, the primary influencer is personality, while others include values, identity, attitudes, emotions, and social identity. Personality affects a political leader non-consciously. It drives behavioral predispositions and is the driving force behind political thinking and feeling. Social identity is an individual's identity in the membership of different groups, including gender, race, nationality, occupation, and so on. These identifications are contributors to the socialization an individual may be exposed to. In regards to the psychology of a political leader, the question remains, are political leaders born or made? How is one born a political leader? Throughout this discussion, we will discuss great man theory, big man theory, born special, genetics, twin studies, and nature. When trying to distinguish if a political leader is born or made, two theories present themselves: the great man theory of leadership and the situational theory of leadership. Of these two theories, the one that relates to the idea of political leaders being born is the great man theory, or the big man theory. This theory presents the idea that leaders are exceptional and are born with unique qualities, that even in the absence of hard work and environment, they would become leaders. How a person's genetics affect their political opinions, party affiliations, and overall disposition is a critical concept in this research. The genetic makeup of an individual is shared with the genetic makeup of their biological parents, and how this makes up presents itself may or may not produce political leaders. The genetics may affect whether or not an individual responds cautiously or openly to current political issues. It may affect their political participation and overall nature. The studying of identical and fraternal twins provides an insight into how genes may play a role in the political leadership of an individual. Throughout these observations, it is essential to note the assumption that both twins are exposed to the same environment. The genetic makeup of fraternal twins is shared 50%, no more than that of the average sibling, while the genetic makeup of identical twins is shared 100%. In these comparisons of identical and fraternal twins and their political attitude, research indicates that the similarities in the identical twins compared to the differences in the fraternal twins must account for the genetic similarities. How is an individual made into a political leader? Throughout this discussion, we will cover situational theory of leadership, Zeitgeist theory of leadership, socialization, and nature. Opposed to the great man theory, the situational theory of leadership presents the idea that it is not a particular person, but the situation. The situational theory holds that it is the situation that will determine the leaders and leadership that is produced. An example of this theory in action is in the campaign of Mitt Romney in the film Mitt. This theory suggests that in the absence of the Romney family support at the beginning of the film and throughout the campaign, Mitt Romney would remain a businessman with his political agendas in the shadows and never have ran for the presidential office and shed light on his political inclinations. A factor that may play a role in the making of political leaders includes childhood, education, health and physical ability, family influence, and overall environment. Socialization during childhood involves the main goals of encouraging youth to assimilate to the system in place, develop a sense of environment and loyalty to the current political order, and the passing down of the contemporary political culture to the next generation. The agents that take place in the pre-adult socialization include the family, the peer group, education, primary and secondary schooling. The impacts of socialization extend well beyond the years of an American youth. College-age students are impacted by socialization, whether they are enrolled in school or not. As college plays a significant role in the development of a student's political identities, the young adults not registered may still maintain their political views that were already developed in high school. Research shows that of the two groups, college graduates and non-college attendees, the college graduates' political views had been modified throughout their years in school, thus presenting the fact that education plays a major role in the socialization of college-age students. Differences in political opinion between closely related groups, such as siblings and married couples, are a part of our unique political dispositions, which are sometimes traceable to our different personalities, which were largely in place by early childhood. Into adulthood, socialization plays a significant role as these years shape an individual's political values and beliefs throughout their adult political experience. The partisan change that occurs throughout adulthood continues to fluctuate with the adult age groups of today's voters and is expected to continue slight fluctuations due to period effects. Are political leaders born or made? From all of the research at hand, political leaders are created from both their birth, genetics, and nature, and they are made from their environment, socialization, and nurture. The genetic disposition of an individual contributes to the leadership traits that they may or may not possess as a person's socialization throughout their life adds to their personality, political values, and beliefs. With all this being said, in conclusion, political leaders throughout America and other countries are both born and made. A quote from Vince Lombardi states, "Leaders are made, they are not born. They are made by hard effort, which is a price all of us must pay to achieve any worthwhile goal." While I do agree with this quote, I believe leaders are also made.